I'm just so glad to talk to you, and we were just talking about you here just a few minutes ago about how you are remarkable on what you did, and it's sad that you're remarkable, but true.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I didn't expect any of this to come from something that little in reality.
Tell me what happened.
Well, I've worked here since I was 14 years old. I'm 19 now, so you get to know customers pretty well through that amount of time. And a gentleman came in who I had recognized from coming in a few times before, and he approached the counter like he always does, and he has like a walking stick, kind of figure out like what's in front of him and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And he got up to the counter, he ordered what he normally does, and he always pays with like a debit card because cash you could see would be a little difficult because I don't know if he's partially blind or fully blind. I don't know exactly what the situation is, but I know he definitely has a seeing disability. But so he had to pull out his debit card from his pocket, and when he did that, he pulled out some cash with it, and he held on to that until I handed his card back, and when he went to put everything back into his front pocket, $20 bill happened to fall on the ground. The lady behind him quickly picked it up, like before anyone could say anything, before I could say, "Sir, you dropped some money on the floor." She picked it up and she held it, and I figured, oh, she's going to give it back. When in reality, she ended up standing there until the guy walked by, and then she stuck it in her purse. And I froze up. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. I just kind of stood there, and I was like, really? Did that just happen? That's all that was running through my mind. And she approached the counter.
Now, had you ever seen her before?
I don't believe so, but then again, there's people who come in spaced out in time where maybe they have been here before, but she definitely wasn't someone that I recognized. And this was right during our lunch rush, so who knows if she was just coming to get a quick bite to eat from being at work or what the situation was for her. But she picked up the money and put it in her purse, and she approached the counter, and I told her, "Ma'am, can you please return that $20 to the gentleman sitting right over at the dining area?" And our dining area is just one little bench area with a table that's about 8 feet from our serving window. We're a real small Dairy Queen. So the gentleman heard me say that, and he kind of turned and started listening in.
Mm.
And she goes, "Oh, it's mine. I just dropped it, and I decided to," or she said, "It's mine. I dropped it. I decided to pick it up, I guess, at the wrong time," she said. Something along the lines of that.
I decided to pick it up at the wrong time.
Yeah, right? And I actually kind of laughed. I was like, really? Like, okay. I go, "All right, ma'am, I'm going to ask you one more time. Can you please return it to the gentleman that's sitting over there? Or otherwise, I'm going to ask you to leave because I'm not going to serve someone as disrespectful as you." Because I straight up saw the guy drop the money. I knew it wasn't hers. And the look on her face when I said that, she was kind of like, "What?" I'm like, "Oh, my God. Like, you think I'm that dumb?" But it went back and forth between me and her telling me it's hers, and I was sitting there saying, "You're a liar," basically. And I go, "Last time, please return it to the man, or please leave the store." She goes, "It's mine." I go, "Please leave the store." And she made a huge scene then, and she stormed out of the store. And there was 3 or 4 other people in line. I finished serving them, and then there was a little break, so I went up front, and the gentleman was still sitting there. And I've been saying I didn't feel obligated to give him $20.
Yeah.
I just felt like it was the right thing to do because he got screwed over, frankly. And I didn't feel like that was right.
Did anybody else in the store that had seen this happen, did anybody else come to your defense like, "Look, lady, we saw it," or did they just stand there?
People were kind of making like gestures and like noises, like when she'd like say, "It's mine," people would kind of be like, "Yeah, like really." like people were making gestures and noises, but she was so focused on talking to me and me only. And she asked at one point in time, "Is your manager there?" And I go, "I am the manager." And she didn't like that. Then that's when the conversation kind of made a turn for the worse.
Well, I will tell you, in time you could be running all of Dairy Queen or whatever else it is that you would want to do. Right now, one of our problems in our country, Wall Street and everything else is the lack of honesty. What do you want to do? What's your plan for life?
I want to own my own business of some kind. I've always been interested in the business aspect of the Dairy Queen that I work at, and the owner's really worked with me on teaching me the things of business. He's owned this for over 20 years, so he kind of knows what he's doing, and I decided I'd like to eventually own my own Dairy Queen or just a business of some kind.
It's interesting because I've always been interested in the Blizzard aspect of Dairy Queen.
I was just going to say, I mean, if you wanted to open a business down here in Texas, I could probably talk to somebody at Bluebell Ice Cream, and I would be your number one customer for all time. Just because you're doing the right thing. Just doing the right thing.
There's room for a Dairy Queen in this studio, honestly, and I think that's something we should consider after this phone call. I'm just saying and throwing it out there.
Mm-hmm. As a small business owner and a guy who likes small business, I mean, I started my own, marketplace thing to help small businesses, and I'm just saying, maybe, we should take him up on that.
How about we take out the Oval Office set over here and install a Dairy Queen?
It's an operating Dairy Queen during the show.
Really, honestly believe there would be any problem with that?
None.
With me?
None
you wouldn't
whatsoever.
be able to fit any of us on the camera shot.
Yeah.
That would be an issue.
Probably
and
true.
You might go out of business because it would only be us as we would waddle up to the counter every day. I'm really impressed with you, Joey, and I'd like to stay in touch with you and find out what your dreams are and see if there's any way that we can help you with that, because I think you are a remarkable young man. Do me a favor, don't go to college.
Good advice, Glenn. Good advice.
Very good advice.
Parents
What'd
all
you
over
say?
America are loving that.
I said very good advice right there.
It really is. You disagree with me, Joey?
Don't get an education, Joey. Don't do it.
No. Get a self-education.
Right.
Do exactly what you're doing now. You get a self-education, and you read everything you can, and you study everything you can, and you surround yourself with really smart people, and you go to work for smart people. But don't rack up a lot of debt and listen to a bunch of pinheads trying to tell you exactly how life works, because they haven't been in real life for a long time. And anybody that has changed the world, Joe, anybody who has changed the world. You look at Bill Gates, you look at Steve Jobs, you look at what's his name that started the Whole Foods. You look at Green, who started Hobby Lobby. They don't have an education.
Well, they have an education. They just dropped out of college.
Self-education.
Yeah.
There's a huge difference.
Do yourself another favor, Joey. Don't eat your vegetables. Okay?
Do yourself another favor. Start sending us some Dairy Queen blizzards.
I can do that. I can do that.
Joe, congratulations, and it's an honor to meet you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
An awful lot.
You bet. Bye-bye.
Sounds like a great kid.